My Hero Academia Season 1 through 6 recapped in under 7 minutes. In a world where 80% of the population has quirks, we meet Izuku Midoriya, aka Deku, who has none. Izuku gets attacked by a villain and is miraculously saved by the #1 hero, All Might. Then Izuku accidentally learns All Might's secret and is quickly told to give up on being a hero, which is immediately reversed upon witnessing Izuku bravely save his childhood friend and bully Bakugo. Training montage, mouthful of hair, and an entrance exam later, Deku is now the new proud owner of One For All and a student of UA High, the #1 hero school. Deku meets his classmates and best teacher, Aizawa. Quick quirk test and costume change, then we go right into some heroes versus villains roleplay, or training exercises as they call it. Deku puts Bakugo in his place for the first time, Ida and Momo become class president and vice president, field trip training exercise, except this time the evil League of Villains invades with their leader Shigaraki, whose one and only goal is to kill All Might. The students are forced to defend themselves, and when all hope seems lost, All Might appears. All Might goes plus ultra and destroys a Nomu, Shigaraki is shot in the leg because why not, and is forced to retreat. And it turns out Shigaraki might not be the leader after all. Season 2. Sports festival time, the whole school is involved, Class 1A dominates round 1, Todoroki wins cavalry round, then it's 1v1 time. Shinzo mind controls Deku, Todoroki has a dark past and was abused by his father, aka #2 hero Endeavor. We find out Bakugo has a heart, Deku vs Todoroki happens, which, chef's kiss. And Bakugo is crowned the victor against his own will. Quick vibe check as Ida finds out his brother's been permanently paralyzed by hero killer Stain. The kids pick their hero names and then it's internship time. Bakugo meets Best Genius, Todoroki trains with his dad, and Deku trains with All Might's old mentor Gran Torino where he learns full Calling. The League of Villains sends a welcome group of Nomu to Stain. Ida challenges Stain to a 1v1 where he probably gets his ass beat. Deku and Todoroki arrive and Stain is defeated. A Nomu flies away with Deku, causing Stain's heart to grow 3 times bigger that day as he saves Deku and is rearrested. Following that, we get the origin of One For All and All For One, and then on to the final exams where the students must best their own teachers. Deku and Bakugo take on All Might and are forced to work together for the first time ever. We get the first appearance of Dabi and Toga, and Shigaraki pays a little visit to Deku. Season 3. On to training camp. Enter kid who hates heroes and enter League of Villains who also hates heroes. Villains attack the students, Deku rescues the kid from earlier by going 1,000,000%, and in the ensuing commotion, Bakugo gets kidnapped. Media backlash from the incident forces UA to confront the fact they might have a mole. The search for Bakugo commences as some of the students sneak out to find him. Meanwhile, the League of Villains attempt to recruit Bakugo, who gives them a prompt fuck you as he begins wrecking the place. All Might appears but falls short when All For One transfers Bakugo and the League to his location. All Might reappears and Deku's group gets Bakugo out of there, thus letting All Might throw down, leading to the best fight of the series so far. One United States of Smash later, All Might's secret is revealed to the world and he passes on the torch. The students then moved on to UA campus and the provisional hero license exams begin. Everyone hates UA, Toga sneaks in to muck things up, Todoroki and Bakugo fail, but hey, everyone else makes it, congrats. The League of Villains meet Overhaul, Bakugo and Deku squash their beef in the new best fight of the series, and it ends with Bakugo learning the secret of One For All. Lastly, Class 1A meets the Big 3 and Lemillion shows them more than just their difference in power. I'm talking about his Season 4. The League of Villains tries to recruit Overhaul but fails. Deku begins working with All Might's former sidekick Night-Eye, who had a falling out after using his quirk to predict All Might's death. Deku and Mirio meet Overhaul and Eri. Night-Eye recruits other heroes to help take down Overhaul and discuss the quirk erasing bullets. The assault on the compound begins. Sun Eater 1v3s, Kirishima and Factum 2v2, and Lemillion goes around fucking up everybody. We get a PowerPoint of Lemillion versus Overhaul, ending with Lemillion taking a quirk erasing bullet for Eri. Deku and Night-Eye arrive, Night-Eye gets impaled, and Eri chooses to believe in Deku, leading to the magnificent sky battle that is Deku and Eri versus Overhaul. After his defeat, the League of Villains pays a visit to Overhaul and removes both of his arms free of charge. We get a very sad goodbye to Night-Eye, and one daycare session later, Bakugo and Todoroki begin their special provisional hero license course. Gran Torino captures Kurogiri and is introduced to Gigantomachia. After 2 outstanding villains and 1 banger song, the new top heroes are announced. Shout out to Best Girl Mirko. Endeavor and Hawks' dinner date is interrupted by a Nomu. Endeavor goes plus ultra, solidifying his new spot as the #1 hero, and the season ends with a peek at the ghost of One For All's past. Season 5. You thought we were done with the Nomu fight? Nope. Dabi appears, but Best Girl Mirko saves the day. Deku sees One For All flashback. The original user was forced to carry One For All by his big brother All For One. Class versus class arc, easily the worst arc of the show. Shinzo is competing to see if he can transfer the hero course. Tokiyami can fly. Bakugo can team play now. Deku goes Spider-Man with a new Black Whip ability and told he will have 6 more powers. Deku can't use Black Whip after fight. Bakugo and Todoroki officially get hero license. Hawks is an undercover agent, kills Best Genius maybe, and gives him to Dabi. Deku, Todoroki, and Bakugo hero study with Endeavor. Hawks passes a secret message to Endeavor. The Meta Liberation Army will attack in 4 months. Prepare the children, or something like that. It sounds very Harry Potter. Todoroki family dinner time, plus Deku and Bakugo. Shit gets awkward as fuck. Natsuo storms off. Endeavor prays to the shrine of a young Toya. On the way home, Endeavor and the UA kids get attacked by a villain fanboy who has Natsuo hostage. Deku uses Black Whip successfully. Shoto condenses his attacks. Bakugo condenses his attacks. Aizawa and President Mike find out Kurogiri is the childhood friend turned Nomu, which is expanded upon in My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Please read it. League of Villains arc now. We go 2 months back. The doctor we've seen helping All For One tells Shigaraki he'll help if he makes Gigantomachia submit. The League gets an invite to Dekia City to save their mutual associate Jiren. The plan is to walk into the trap set by the Meta Liberation Army and just wait for Gigantomachia to wake up. Seems good. Evil Shonen power-up time. Toga learns to copy a person's quirk as well as their appearance. Shigaraki can now decay somebody without touching them directly. Twice learns to create infinite copies of himself just to save his friend Toga. The leader of Destro can turn stress into strength. We get a Shigaraki flashback. Shigaraki's dad hated heroes because of his mom Nana Shimura, which is All Might's master. Shigaraki gets beaten and sits outside crying with his dog. Shigaraki's quirk then manifests. He kills his dog, sister, mom, accidentally, and his dad on purpose. And then he's found by All for One and given his new name, Shigaraki. Flash forward, he takes off the hands which his previous were, which were his family's, thus giving Shigaraki an even greater power boost, making Redestro and the Meta Liberation Army bow down, and a new group is formed, the Paranormal Liberation Front. Oh, and Gigantomachia witnessed this as well, and he was like, yeah, okay, me too. Back to the doctor now offers his help. For months, Shigaraki will be out of commission, but after he will be stronger than even All for One. Aries Horn hurts. Deku needs to learn to float next, which is the quirk of All Might's master and Shigaraki's grandma. Aizawa tells All Might his meeting with Stain will have to wait, and we're left with one tease. The major incident that will shake superhuman society will finally begin. Season 6, Hero vs. Villain Wartime. Dr. Garaki gets attacked. Shigaraki is revived before completion. Twice gets killed by his bestie Hawks. Crosses dies and gets his cape stolen. Gigantomachia is awake and ruins quite a lot of good architecture. Shigaraki now has All for One and is naturally All Might strength. Midnight gets a rock thrown at her and dies. Gran Torino is critically injured. Aizawa gets a quirk racing bullet flicked right into his leg and casually cuts that shit off. Bakugo saves Deku from being stabbed, which is just so romantic. Dabi does his dance, reveals Endeavor, Shoto, and the world using Skeptic, his childhood of abuse, and then he's the firstborn son, Toya Todoroki. Best Genius returns and ties everyone up. Lemillion is back, baby. Bakugo reveals his hero name, Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite. Compressed sacrifices himself to allow his villainy friends to escape. Shigaraki escapes, but Deku feels kind of bad for him. Compressed, Dr. Garaki and Gigantomachia are all left to be arrested, but that's not all. All for One is now controlling the body of Shigaraki and waltzes him and the remaining Nomas over to Tartarus to free his main body, past villains, and some future villains. In the hospital now, Deku has a conversation with the past wielders. Turns out the One for All quirk diminishes the life force of wielders who already had quirks, and considering the lack of people without them, Deku is probably the last wielder. The whole Todoroki family, mom included, shows their support for Endeavor, and Deku leaves to go vigilante. Deku immediately sends Muscular right back to jail, meets and defeats both the lovely Lady Nagant and the mentally broken Overhaul. Lady Nagant, in classic shonen fashion, has a change of heart, but surprise, gets exploded by All for One because he's just a classic kind of tricky guy like that. But still, she's alive, believe it or not. Overhaul promises to apologize to Eri if he can see his boss again. Who knows if this comes into play. All for One blows up a mansion, does a sick All Might reference. Deku believes he can use One for All and its multiple quirks at 100% without backlash now, and uses that newfound power to tell All Might to fuck off. Deku collapses from overworking and is saved by his old classmates. Deku attempts to escape the Shonen friendship hell, but is stopped. Ochako pleads with the civilians hiding in UA to let Deku stay there for the day. Stain stalks All Might, leaves him with a pep talk and a data disk from Tartarus. Turns out, Shigaraki's body will be completed in 3 days. None of the outside world wants to send their heroes to help Japan, except for America, baby. Star and Stripe, the #1 heroes, en route riding a fleet of fucking fighter jets. America, baby!